Next, we're going to discuss the trip to the museum that we took last Friday. So could you tell us a little bit about the trip?
Well, going to the museum was exciting. The museum is known as Washington's most interactive museum, which I truly believe is factual. And it's amazing because there are 14 major galleries ranging from the infamous FBI cases all the way to popular highly publicized celebrities like Elvis. And so that was very exciting for individuals from all ages. In addition to displaying 500 years of history, the museum also gives museum goers an opportunity to know what it feels like to work in a news environment. So there are teleprompters, there are cameras, so that people could bring a piece of this museum home with them. And one of the most notable attractions of the museum, of course, is if you walk by the museum on Pennsylvania Avenue, you could see all of the front pages from the daily newspapers across the country. And so that's very exciting. And the most important things to remember about the museum is the emphasis on the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press. And there's a lot of emphasis as you walk through the museum, but you'll learn a little bit as you watch our clip. This past Friday, the interns at VATV took a trip to the NEWSEUM in Washington, D.C. Known as Washington's most interactive museum, the museum features a myriad of exhibits pertaining to topics in history that have made an impact on journalism and the way we view the media today. There are 14 major galleries in the NEWSEUM displaying 500 years of news history, from infamous FBI cases to highly publicized celebrities such as Elvis. Some notable exhibits portray events in history that were widely covered by the press, such as the fall of the Berlin Wall and the terrorist attacks on 9/11. These exhibits were unique in a way that they featured actual pieces from the events, as the Berlin Wall exhibit displayed parts from the wall and the 9/11 exhibit displayed a piece from one of the Twin Towers. Museum goers are introduced to the history of journalism from its early stages of print to its current stage of the electronic age through interactive games, quizzes, and videos. They are also given a chance to practice reading off teleprompters and recording their own report as they experience the field of broadcast journalism. The museum also displays a row of daily front pages from newspapers in every state of the U.S. outside of its building, along with a showcase of daily front pages from around the world on the very top floor of its building. The museum portrays the large impact that journalism has had on our country as well as our world, celebrating the powerful act that had made all of this possible, the First Amendment of the United States, and in particular, the freedom of speech and the freedom of the press. We're standing here in front of the NEWSEUM, which is one of the prime spots for tourists in Washington, D.C. I'm standing here with Nicole Vo, and I'm also standing here with fellow intern Dorothy Vu. How do you feel about the museum today?
I think it's an important museum because it displays journalism's history from like print journalism up until like electronic journalism, which is what we're going through now. And it's just important for everybody to know about how journalism started and how the news affected pivotal events in history.
This is Nicole Vo. So how did you feel about the museum today, and what are some things that you learned?
I really liked the Berlin Wall exhibit, where they had a few pieces of the Berlin Wall that weighed 3 tons each. And they also had Gorbachev's pen, where he signed a very important document, and it reminded us of how Reagan challenged Gorbachev to free the people of East Berlin.
Outside of the museum is displayed newspapers and articles from all 50 states. In addition, if you want to see newspapers from other countries, that is located on the 6th floor. As you can see, the museum is in a prime location on Pennsylvania Avenue, and if you go up to the 6th floor, you're able to see such monuments such as museums of the Smithsonian, in addition to Capitol Hill.
As you can see, the museum is a great place for people of all ages.